Hello. So in this article about the gold mining industry and the international alliances that have occurred as a result, journalist Jim Gordon interviews chairman and CEO of the Japan Gold Company, John Proust. So John Proust begins the interview by stating the reason for his company's attraction to the nation of Japan. He states three major factors when considering the nation for expedition of new discoveries. So the first reason he states is the geological factors of the country. He essentially says that Japan has some of the best geology in the world, and as a result of this, we can infer that the lucrative nature of the mining industry within the country of Japan, as it serves as a valuable prospect when deciding on mining projects internationally. So the second reason John Proust says his company became interested in Japan was because of the country's overall safety. This geopolitical safety is crucial in today's industries, as the dangerousness of other nations may result in overspending and select hiring because of underlying tensions of unrest and violence that may occur in foreign nations. So the third reason is because of Japan's rich history of high-grade gold mining. This is an important aspect to note, as the likelihood of finding more high-quality gold in the future around the country is high. This ensures the investment that the involved companies are making will be more than worth the trouble if handled correctly and efficiently. So gold mining was abruptly stopped in Japan by the domestic government in 1943, and that was during World War II. This was in order to transfer the workforce of the mining industry to aid in the production of war-related materials and projects. So as a result of this abrupt ending, Japan has not actually started this industry back up ever since. So in 2012, in the hopes of gaining international interest in their mining opportunities, the Japanese government actually changed their laws regarding foreign companies performing mining expeditions within their borders, attracting large-scale companies, of which Japan Gold Company was actually the first to receive the go-ahead. So as a result of COVID-19, Japan Gold Company instated strict protocols regarding the safety of its workers and the people of Japan as well, to ensure total safety and to also ensure the minimization of any potential health concerns and backlash from the Japanese government as well. So moving forward, Japan Gold Company and Barrick Gold Corporation, headquartered in Toronto, Ontario, as a matter of fact, joined forces to explore, develop, and ultimately mine in these various projects within the country of Japan, of which they're working together on 29 of Japan Gold's initial 31 projects. So in correspondence to this tightly knit alliance, the two companies have agreed to practice a clear freedom of information between the two companies, notifying each other about potential new discoveries, and also making this information and statistics known to both shareholders of each company and to the marketplace as a whole, ensuring no restrictions are placed on information. So Barrick will solely fund a 2-year evaluation of each of the 29 projects the companies are seeking to explore. This evaluation will likely assess the resources needed, the workforce needed, and the potential revenue and profits that will be gained from each expedition to determine their objective worth. So any projects that Barrick deems suitable and that meets their strict criteria can actually become a designated project during the evaluation process. All other leftover projects can be sold off to various third-party companies, of which there are many who have shown strong interests. So Japan Gold and Barrick will also be forming 2 committees that will oversee each project and ensure their seamlessness, a technical committee and an executive committee. So these committees will provide an input in the preparation, budgeting, and operation processes for these projects in the alliance. So alongside the Barrick alliance, Newmont Corporation also owns a significant equity stake in Japan Gold. So this concludes the article summary. Thank you so much, and I will pass you on to the next stage and to my teammates.
Hi everyone, thank you for that introduction and summary of the article. I'm just going to be going over the horizontal partnership and complementary alliance that Japan Gold has formed here. So to start, Japan Gold's relationship with Barrick is a great example of horizontal partnership because they operate on similar levels of the supply chain. Complementary alliances are essentially formed between companies that offer different components of the end-to-end solution that is sold to other customers, and those members are also referred to as complementers, as stated in the textbook. So as stated in the summary of the article, Japan Gold and Barrick partnered to take over the gold mining industry in Japan, just after 2012 when they changed the laws. Some examples of the article that display complementary alliance between the two companies are: 1. If either company makes any breakthroughs in their findings, data, or elsewhere, the data and profits are put into the alliance so that both companies can benefit. 2. Barrick is funding a lot of the work being done by Japan Gold because they did not already have the resources put in place in Japan and would not have been able to enter the market as quickly or as cost effectively. And 3. Barrick can reject any project that does not meet their predetermined criteria, and if they decide to do so, all the rights are still reserved to Japan Gold on all of the findings that they have. This alliance enables both companies to continue focusing on their core competencies rather than exerting energy and time on business that could not be profitable on their own. And they formed this alliance because to provide each other with resources that, if they were to develop on their own, it would be far too costly.
So one class concept that we explored is competitive alliance, which is a collaboration formed between two firms that typically compete at the same level of the supply chain. In this article, it is Japan Gold and Barrick that are both a part of the mineral exploration industry and are joining forces to provide market access and become a stronger force in the market. It seems as though these companies have a very high level of cooperation rather than a low, because it is stated in the article that if any new project was found by either company, it will go to the alliance, showing trust and fairness within it. The reasoning for partnering is fairly obvious for Japan Gold, as they were unable to attack all 31 projects by themselves. They had to initiate an alliance within the market. Competitive alliances are usually a win-win for both parties, as it states in the textbook. And in this situation, it seems to hold true. Japan Gold benefits by taking on projects that they wouldn't otherwise been able to, and Barrick is now involved in projects that they wouldn't have been a part of to begin with. This alliance now allows Japan Gold to take on the whole country and make new discoveries, which is what they wish to accomplish in the long run. This article proves how beneficial competitive alliance can be for all parties involved. This article also relates to the topic of strategic alliances, a concept we've explored in this class. A strategic alliance is a cooperative agreement with one or more potential competitors who jointly sponsor development in the market. The strategic alliance between Japan Gold and Barrick will build positive expectations for the market and build momentum for both companies moving forward. Also, by combining the best aspects of the two companies using a strategic alliance might increase the profitabilities of their businesses. In the textbook, it states that there must be a contract set in place in order for an alliance to succeed. And within this alliance, Japan Gold and Barrick have negotiated terms that they both agreed on, such as freedom of information and the 2-year timetable. Knowing this, the article makes it seem as though the two companies have many of the critical ingredients that are needed for an alliance to succeed, such as communication, trust, mutual commitment, and perceived fairness in the relationship.
Hi, I'm Mitchell, and I'm going to be talking about the strategic relationship between Barrick Gold and Japan Gold and the problems that Japan Gold could face as a result of the strategic alliance that they've developed with Barrick Gold and others. So the Japan Gold Company has entered into a strategic alliance with Barrick Gold. This alliance was created in order to allow for each of their mining locations to be looked at in depth. This partnership allows resources to be more thoroughly spread across the 3 major islands in order to locate and target the largely profitable mines. This is an example of horizontal partnership because both companies are involved in the same aspect of the business, which is gold locating and extracting. Japan Gold was the first company to enter Japan, when the country legalized foreign mining in their nation in 2012. This could also be considered a competitive alliance, as the two companies getting into business together operate two very similar structured businesses. There are major issues associated with partnering with companies in such a similar business, especially if they are larger companies. Japan Gold is a fairly new company with limited resources, so they needed a larger company to come in and help them cover this extensive number of mining locations. Japan Gold currently has 31 mining locations in Japan across all three of the major islands. 29 of these 31 are aided by Barrick Gold, who provides them with resources and workers. This is a fairly equal partnership, as it has negotiated that if either company is to find gold, they are to share the said gold with their partner company. The advantage is clear for both companies, as Japan Gold now has access to far more resources, which they need to cover the massive amount of land that they have. On the other hand, Barrick has the opportunity to explore a whole new country with vastly limited competition. So one issue that could arise during this partnership would be Barrick's commitment to the project as a whole. Japan Gold is a company entirely based on the success of the mining operation in Japan. Therefore, they live or die with the project's success. On the other hand, Barrick is a massive corporation that does not share the same dependency on the project, and it will likely survive the failure of the project. This could be problematic if a dire situation arises, as Barrick could likely simply pull out of the operation and cut their costs, leaving Japan Gold behind to pick up the pieces. If Barrick was ever to decide that they are no longer interested in the project, Japan Gold would struggle to keep their own company alive. This partnership leaves Japan Gold very vulnerable because they need Barrick more than Barrick needs them. This leads us to our second issue. The second major problem with the strategic alliance that Japan Gold has developed is the dependency that they have on their partners. Japan Gold needs these companies in order to operate at a level which they can be profitable. Without the help of these two companies, Japan Gold would cease to exist. Therefore, it can be stated that Japan Gold is no longer in control of their own destiny. Japan Gold completely relies on Barrick Gold to provide them with resources they need to explore the nation of Japan. It is not wise to involve yourself with a company that has much less to lose. Thank you.
As mentioned earlier, the Barrick Alliance covers the entire country of Japan, including 28 of the 30 projects currently held by Japan Gold, and Barrick will sole fund a 2-year initial evaluation phase of each project. As per the Barrick Alliance highlights, Japan Gold will act as a manager of each project, subject to Barrick's right at any time to become the manager of a project. The Alliance highlights also mention that Barrick may identify a project as a designated project at any time during the initial evaluation phase or the second evaluation phase, which may elect sole fund to completion of a pre-feasibility study. Upon completion of the study, Barrick will earn 51% of the interest in the designated project, and if they decide to continue to fund the project following the completion of the pre-feasibility study, Barrick's interest in designated project at the completion of the PFS will increase to 75%. Since Japan Gold is a small player in this alliance would have a potential to cause asymmetrical dependence, which could eventually lead to vulnerability and possible exploitation. Based on the interview by John Proust, who's the CEO of Japan Gold, it seems like the alliance is well knit and is led by two main committees, Technical Committee and the Executive Committee, in which top executives of both the organizations are working together in this partnership. One of the major drawbacks of these committees working together is that all program and budgets for the projects are a part of the alliance will be subject to approval by Barrick. Since Japan Gold was the first organization to move to Japan under the new mining laws, which makes them a more experienced player in the market, with all the organizational and market knowledge, they have the competitive advantage over other organizations entering the market. They could possibly use the advantage in their favor by making sure that a bilateral governance structure is put in place where decisions will be made based on mutual expectations. Even though Barrick plays a bigger role in the alliance, Japan Gold is still a more experienced player in the specific market type, which is why effective communication is a factor of utmost importance, which could contribute towards the success of this alliance. In an alliance like this, horizontal partners are always reluctant to share information And in the case of Japan Gold, where the organization is more vulnerable, the key solution would be communication among boundary spanning personnel, which would produce a shared interpretation of goals and common agreements on norms, work roles, and the nature of organizational relations. Another critical factor towards the success of this organization would be adjusting with the compatible factors. Alliances are largely a process of mutual adjustments to achieve a set of desired goals and targets. Therefore, a partner should agree how to assess the success and the failure of their relationship. Predetermined goals and expectations would also play a major role to ensure an objective evaluation of the process. Thank you.